Say his name and he appears. I believe it is Thursday for Outta Pocket with Michael Davis. I'm your host, guys. We have a wild, quick show for you today. We're going to be on the air till about 6 p.m. So you guys can enjoy all the festivities, including the Thursday night football game later tonight, with the San Francisco 49ers playing the Los Angeles Rams. That is tonight. And I'm sure my guest, who will be here in a few moments, podcast_Smitty, is excited, very excited for this game, because not only is it the 49ers and Rams, and his 49ers still trying to be in the NFC West race at 6-7. Dallas doesn't get the same luxury, being 5-8 in a much better division. But what we do have is the Rams, 49ers, and then we also are going to be talking about Podcast Smitty's college team, the North Carolina Tar Heels, getting a new coach. And that coach is a 6-time Super Bowl champion. He is going back to college, ladies and gentlemen. Not only did he go back to college for his girlfriend, but he also went back to college to coach some college football. Yes, Bill Belichick is now the coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Now, you notice my hoodie right now, where I am a Duke fan, but I will be unbiased when it comes to this move, because I'm just going to go ahead and lay it flat out there. Bill Belichick does not deserve to be in the college football ranks, and he's not going to thrive there. He should have stayed in the NFL if he wanted to coach again. But I'm sure there is one person who might disagree with me, or he might agree with me, depending on if he likes his team winning games and he likes keeping the players happy. I'm proud to welcome in QuickHits host, UNC fan, and 49er fan. This is literally his show today. We got podcast_Smitty in the house. And I notice you're wearing the wrong shade of blue, but that is the new shade of blue that Bill Belichick wears. And also, you guys can comment while we're live, get a shout out while we're on our YouTube channel, 5:30 to 6 today, just like Mac did. He said, it's okay, Bray's not going with him. And Shannon, that's my concern with Bill Belichick having a rougher personality. I don't think he appeals to the age of the college students. Also, shout out Alan, watching live. He says IRL, so I guess that means in real life. Where is Alan? Oh, Alan, hi. We have a live studio audience right now at the facility where I am recording that isn't going to be here for much longer. But we are guiding our host of Dugout Debrief. He dropped his baseball podcast earlier today, the Duke, Chris DeLuca, saying me and Shannon are guiding him home safely from work. And he says no way he succeeds. He hardly has any college experience in the past, and especially modern. He won't be able to draw guys purely based on his prestige. It won't work out. Shannon, I'm critical. Chris is critical. Mac might be a little critical. You seem to like this move.
Yeah, I mean, why not? This is good for Carolina because we got a guy who can coach some football. You know, Mac Brown, it was time for him to go. He was losing the locker room. There were some things that he said that were very uncharacteristic this year, and I think it was time for him to go. I mean, I know that injuries happened to my Tar Heels. I get it. That's a part of a physical game. It is what it is. But this is good for Carolina because you know us, Mike, we're wrestling guys. It's a wonderful story. He's going home. Dad was a coach there from 53 to 55. This is good.
Way before our time. Way before our time.
Even me.
I said hour. I was kind. I was kind, Hook.
No, I know, I get it. I mean, for real, man, it's all good. It is what it is. I have fun with it, man. It's great. But this is a good story. He's going back home. It's something he's wanted to do. He's wanted to coach college football his whole life. Listen, I know what everybody's saying. Oh, he has no experience in college football. Oh, these kids are younger. These kids are this. Listen, y'all, this ain't college football like what we've had. This is the new era of college football where they're practically pros. They're getting paid money. And not just money, mad money. My man in South Carolina, shout out to Ryan Frick, he getting money, and he's a sophomore. They're bringing him back. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a lot of money thrown around in college football. This is right up his alley because he was just in the pros. He's used to dealing with guys who have a lot of ego and a lot of money now. He's used to that. He's won. He's a winner. He knows how to win. This is good for him. And even if it doesn't go well, so what? You had a Hall of Famer walk into the door. There's going to be some success coming out of this. I'm not going to say what I'm going to say on QuickHits because, yes, I am covering this. But I'll give you an inkling. As you can see, Mike and I are wearing Duke and Carolina, and everybody knows what Duke and Carolina are synonymous with. College basketball. That's what they're synonymous with. Now, Mike, someone who has some success in college football this year, someone who is going to have some success in college football next year. As much as I hate to say it, and I'm pretty sure you do too, college football is king of college sports. You know and I know. You got a football team, even if they're not that great, but if they are great, good for you. This is money right here being printed all day long for Carolina and for college football, period. Landing one of the biggest coaches in football, not just the NFL, football, period. This is good for college football, and college football is going to get paid off of this, whether it goes bad or not. They're going to get paid off of this.
And Jason brought up the hoodie sales going up 1,000%. And Drew Coach Sports Talk saying he loves the hoodie from he probably had a typo right there. He probably likes my hoodie the best. By the way, we didn't coordinate this. We did not coordinate this. That was a big surprise. I thought he was going to wear his 49ers garbage tonight because they do play the Thursday night football game. But we hadn't planned this. Jason saying if you're a 5'9" slot wide receiver, UNC going to give you a free ride. That's funny.
Oh, man, that Wes Welker, yo. That Wes Welker.
Or the Julian Edelman or the Danny Amendola. You got your options, of course. But that's the thing that I'm worried about, Shannon, is he does have a good mind. We did see once Tom Brady left, the Patriots weren't the same. Of course, when you lose a quarterback of that caliber, the greatest quarterback of all time. But I'm more worried about him jumping from the NFL to college because if you think about it, NFL, you're paid, you're professional, you're an adult. You're at least 3 years removed from high school when you go to the NFL, and you're all about making that money and making wins. It's a business. College students don't look at it the same way. You could get your feelings hurt and then transfer out of the school a year later. So that's what worries me from a non-biased standpoint is Bill Belichick and how rough he is with coaching and players. Like, is he going to have a tolerance for these college students and what they want? That's a whole different dynamic with Deion Sanders, who welcomes it, wants to be that mentor, wants to be that role model for these young athletes. Bill Belichick's probably just going to look at it like, hey, you don't like it, get out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's going to come, but you also got to look at this as well, too. NFL players have been doing that for years. Yo, I'm going to hold out, or I'm going to request a trade. I don't want to be here anymore, so I'm not going to play. No. We've been seeing it for years in the NFL. We're going to get a taste of it in college football because that transfer portal really has to be fixed. It is a mess. We got guys leaving, you got guys leaving as well too. And I will say this, the young man y'all getting from Tulane, he's good. I think he's good.
You think so?
Yes, reason being, and the reason why I say that is because he was on a run-heavy defensive team in Tulane. Tulane had a very good defense. They've got a very good running back in Mekhi Hughes. He ran very, very well. They were close to winning that American Athletic Conference this year. Army just handled biz. It is what it is. But I think he can play. He had some great plays this year. Tulane was a surprise team this year because of his quarterback play. But it's going to work well for him because, once again, he's going to a squad that's got defense. Duke's got a very good defense. And so that's something else that's going to help them as well. Yeah, you'll be having a different quarterback. Do I think Malik is better than him? I do think he is. But you're not going to get a bad quarterback. You're not going to get a guy that's going to fall on his face. You're going to be fine. I hate it because he can play. I mean, for real. And I liked him in Tulane. I really did. But we've had that. We're going to get that dynamic. The transfer portal is going to be something that's going to be happening. The NIL is going to be changing college football. I think it's still going to fit Bill because he knows how to handle big name guys. He knows how to do it. Yes, Brady was the man there, and we all know that. Yes, we do. We're now finding that out. If you haven't, you're under a rock. But Tom Brady was one of those guys who took one for the team and took pay cuts and kept teams together. Are we going to get that in college football? Probably not. But with players coming in and out like nobody's business, national top 100, those big name players going out there, he'll be fine, I believe.
Yeah, and we're having comments pour in right now. So thank you, guys. I want to make sure I give you a shout out because you're taking time out of your day to spend with us on Outta Pocket, and we appreciate that. Chris saying NIL will be the end of Bill Belichick's legacy. Tony La Russa situation. Jason's like, they got an NFL GM. The college landscape has changed, honestly,
Yes.
for better or worse. Mac asking Shannon if the new quarterback from Tulane runs. Me and Mac have had several conversations about Malik Murphy not using his legs as much as he should have. Especially, dude, when you I'm okay with the quarterback not running and being a run style quarterback, but when you're running the RPO and you're always handing it off to the running back when the defensive end closes in, it's like, hey, tuck that in and run for like 7 to 8 yards. Make them respect that option. And Drew Coach Sports Talk, in fairness to Coach Belichick, may know the athletes he's working with are young and need to develop and probably won't try to crush them. If he does, it's going to be an adjustment for Bill Belichick. That's going to be an adjustment for him to be able to do that. And by the way, do want to announce Drew Coach Sports Talk, Cody from that YouTube channel. You guys can go watch him. He's agreed to come back tomorrow for some NFL picks when we're back on the air talking about this weekend. But Shannon, we have one game tonight that we get to preview, and that is your San Francisco 49ers against the Los Angeles Rams. I don't know how you did it. I really don't. I've been racking my brain all day. Like, why is the 49ers playing Thursday Night Football? Why this Bill Belichick news drop? And you agreed to be on Outta Pocket today like a week ago. Like that's the wildest thing to me, that you knew magically this would be your show. But your 49ers play the Rams. They've been dealing with injuries as well as my Cowboys. But there's a difference. The Cowboys look like they're pretty much out of it. Now, the 49ers still have a chance, especially if they beat the Rams. If they beat the Rams, both of these teams are 7-7. The Cardinals are playing some good ball. The Seattle Seahawks are staying in it. Like, this could legit be anyone's division, with Seattle leading at 8-5 right now on a 4-game win streak, and the Cardinals and 49ers both entering this week at 6-7.
It is going to be an interesting game. Now, for those who don't know, the 49ers have gotten the best of the Rams in the regular season for probably, I would say, 3 years. And there have been times where they played the Rams on Thursday Night Football and just ran away with it. In this game, I don't see that. And I hate to say it, I hope I'm wrong. The Rams played a very, very competitive football game against the Bills. Now, mind you, the Rams defense did not play that well. Their defense didn't play well. But you also got to look at it as well, too. They played the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills are a very good offense. They've got an MVP candidate in Josh Allen, who has played his tail off. I call him the nothing to lose offense. Now that they no longer have Stephon Diggs, he's got new players he's throwing the ball to, and it's given Josh Allen a lot of life. And of course, Josh Allen, like what your father talked about, does Mansa, the new quarterback that you guys getting, does he use his feet? Yes, he does. But it's the improvisation aspect is what makes Josh Allen so good. He's not a run-first quarterback. He's a quarterback who knows when to run. He's a quarterback who knows how to run. He's not like Tua and Tua leading with his head. He's not like Trevor Lawrence did, in the inability and the sliding that he took. And that was a nasty hit. That was not good that he took that hit. But Josh Allen is one of those guys who knows how to do that. But anyway, back to this here. That's what I'm worried about as well, too, NY. That's what I'm worried about. Our secondary has been the Achilles heel. Drake Greenlaw is going to be back as another linebacker. He's going to be back. They're going to work him. Yes, very much. They're going to slowly work him into the defense. They don't want to give him too much. But that's what I think is going to be the scary part for my 49ers, is stopping that Rams passing game. Because when they're on, and they showed that. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, those guys are very, very seasoned receivers. They were injured at one point in time. They're healthy now, and the Rams are getting healthy at the right time. And that's what scares me about this game, and that's why I'm going with the Rams.
You're going with the Rams. Now it's interesting. I keep thinking about this game tonight, and the Rams won their earlier matchup 27-24. That was like week 3. Mm-hmm. These are two very different teams right now. Rams winning 3 of their last 4. They had a couple gimmies with the Patriots and the Saints, but going toe-to-toe against the Buffalo Bills was significant for that LA Rams team. They're 9th in passing yards. They are getting healthy with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp back. But not a lot of people are talking about the 49ers. I mean, they've had their fair share of injuries, and they've dropped 3 of their last 4. They beat the Chicago Bears, obviously, avoiding that 4-game losing streak. But they're 6-7. They've been without Christian McCaffrey this year. Jordan Mason just got hurt. They're relying on Isaac Guerrero, the rookie running back, and he's playing with a sprained foot tonight. But this team's very balanced. 7th in passing yards, even without Brandon Ayuk. 7th in rushing yards per game, even with all the injuries in the backfield. Like, I don't know how they're doing it with Kyle Shanahan, but
I know how.
That is impressive.
I know how they're doing it, because they've got 3rd and Juwan. That's my guy. A very undervalued receiver, underpaid guy. He may be asking for money next year. I wouldn't be surprised. And, of course, you've got the 2nd best tight end in the game in George Kittle. There are so many people that forget about George Kittle underneath. They forget about see what I tell you, man. See, look, listen.
Y'all said it simultaneously, too. That was awesome.
That's what I'm telling you. Listen. I mean, for real, George is slept on, because George is a rough and tumble tight end. He wants to block. He wants to hit you. And that's what he does. And there are so many that forget about him underneath. Of course, you're spying Deebo Samuel. You're looking for Juwan Jennings. You're looking for those guys. You're looking for them. And you forget about George Kittle, who can stretch the field when needed, who knows how to continue a play, who's hard to bring down in the open field. So if Brock Purdy gets his time throwing the football, which he will, because this line is a good line, considering the fact that we've been changing out running backs and they're still playing well because of this offensive line. The line's a good line. Anybody can run behind that line, to be honest with you. So that's what makes it so good, and that's why my guys are still in it, even with the injuries that they're having.
Yeah, and it's also helping that they don't have the Eagles or Commanders in their division. That's moving it quickly out of reach. But hey, Mac and I said this on Dad and the Boys too. Like, the two organizations that have been hit the most with injuries this year is the 49ers Cowboys. And these are the two NFC powerhouses and the most consistent teams over the last 3-4 years. So I think that has a lot to say about it. And even the Chiefs, like as good as they've been, they've dealt with their own fair share of injuries to wide receivers, to running backs. And it's just like seeing that wear and tear. And it really feels like it's by season. But I am impressed with the 49ers. You mentioned Jawan Jennings, 57 catches on 78 targets, 774 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Leads the team in catches, leads the team in targets, second in yards, second in touchdowns for a guy who just emerged. And Debo hasn't even had a bad game himself. But that you can definitely tell this team misses McCaffrey. They miss Brandon Ayuk. But they're playing the Rams. This division's very catchable when it comes to all four of these teams: Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, and then the Seahawks, who have a 1-2 game advantage over everybody else. Who do you see taking this division? How many wins does it take to get there?
You know, I'm going to actually go and say that the Rams are going to take this. And I hate to say that because the Rams have been a squad that has had my guys' number, especially in the playoffs. They're built for they're fast, they're a downhill team, they're a downfield team. Downfield. Their defense kind of worries me a little bit, but it's the tail of the quarterbacks. You know, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith. And then, of course, you've got Matthew Stafford, who, last time I checked, won a Super Bowl. The three guys, Purdy, Smith, Kyler Murray, have not won a Super Bowl. They have a very, very strong coach offensively who knows how to get guys open, who knows how to make big plays. He knows the offense. Him and Kyle Shanahan battle each other offensively because they know how to position an offense. They've been doing it for a while. They know what they're doing with this offense. Both of these teams have very strong offenses. So that's where you get the battle between these two. And they're going to battle tonight. It's not going to be the Rams running away with it. I don't see that happening. I think the Rams are going to make timely plays and they're going to take the game in the fourth quarter is what I think is going to be because they're always going to go at each other. That's something that the Rams and 49ers have done ever since. They've gone at each other and they've been tough. You know, if it wasn't Seattle, it was Seattle beforehand in the 2010s. Now it's starting to be them in the 2020s because of the offensive work that Sean McDermott and Kyle Shanahan are doing.
And Drew Code Sports Talk agreeing with you that if they stay healthy, if they stay healthy, McVay and the Rams take the West. Jason saying the McVay effect. He has the squad and advantage against the division. But I do want to throw this out there. You said you were taking the Rams. The 49ers are favored by 3. And Rick 8-Bit dropping some knowledge here. He's going to be our official statistician at some point. The last road team to win on Thursday Night Football this season was Week 7. It was when the Denver Broncos won in New Orleans 33-10. It was Sean Payton's return home, if you will, against the New Orleans Saints. So I'm going to ask for an official one. Drew Code Sports Talk is saying take the over on points. He doesn't think much defense is going to happen in this game. The over-under right now is at 48.5. But Shannon, are you sticking with the Rams? What point differential do you see this game ending up with?
Oh, it's going to be a last-second touchdown, I believe, is what it's going to be. It's going to be a 7-point game because they're going to go at each other. I think it's going to be chess being played in the beginning because the 49ers do have a good defense. The front seven is a good defense. When it comes down to defenses, San Francisco has a better defense. You know, Fred Warner, of course, being our middle linebacker, anchoring that defense, he's going to have something to say. And I think that the 49ers have their work cut out for them on offense is what it's going to be. It's going to be chasing. You don't want to get a shootout. You don't want to get in a shootout with the Rams because you saw what happened with Buffalo. They got in a shootout. Buffalo got in a shootout with them, and they ended up winning. The Rams won in the shootout. This is something that they This is something that they do. They're built for shootouts. They're built for it. And so they'll look and say, hey, you want to trade? They're going to trade. It's like a good basketball game with shooters, 3 from deep. What's up, Jason? So you're going to have shooters in this game. You have some shooters. So give me the Rams, and it's going to be 7 points.
He's got Rams by 7. Jason, 3 from deep. How'd I do? 3 from deep. How'd I do? He's got the 49ers by 4. I'm going to side with Jason. I'm going to side with Jason on this. I see that Nick Bosa is questionable right now, but he's considered likely to play. They haven't made an official word yet if Nick Bosa is going to suit up and play, which I think would be huge. I think that would be huge. If Nick Bosa can play. Isaac Guerendo is supposed to play as well. This is a guy I really like coming out of Louisville this past year in college. He was a 4th-round pick. I wanted Dallas to get him, and they didn't. And I regret that they didn't because he is going to be good. He had 15 carries, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week, and he got hurt in that game. So if you can feed Isaac Guerendo, Drew Code Sports Talk agreeing with you, Shannon. Rams, he's gone by 7, 34-27. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game as well. I'm going to take the 49ers 28-26. Okay? I'm going to take the 49ers 28-26. Rick 8-Bet says, take most says 49ers. So we are pretty split when it comes to predictions right now. Me and Shannon different. He's betting against his own team, so he'll either be right or he'll be very happy at the end of the night.
I hope I'm wrong.
Again, Jason taking the 49ers, True Code Sports Talk, probably Cody right there taking the LA Rams, Rick 8-Bit taking the 49ers. So we're split. We'll see how it goes. We'll probably break it down tomorrow on Outta Pocket when we're back for our weekend NFL picks, because we have several games that we need to be looking forward to this weekend. And I'm not talking about the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The games I am talking about are not the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns, but I'm talking about Colts Broncos. I'm talking Bills Lions. I'm talking Steelers Eagles. I'm talking Buccaneers Chargers, and even the Green Bay Packers going back to Seattle. And maybe there's not one of these weird simultaneous Hail Marys, but who knows what will happen. We'll predict it all tomorrow on Outta Pocket. Guys, I want to say I appreciate you so much for watching us on Boom Broadcasting's YouTube channel. Go check out QuickHits with podcast_Smitty. Go check out a lot of our lovely people in the comments. Rick 8-Bit, this will be one of the greatest weekends of the season. I full-heartedly agree. But go check out Jason, 3 from Deep, and Sideline Savants. Drew Code Sports Talk, he doesn't have his content here on Boom Broadcasting, but he has his own YouTube channel that you guys can go check out. We need to do another collab soon. Matt does That and the Boys with me, and he does Starstruck. Chris DeLuca does a baseball podcast, Dugout Debrief, that dropped this afternoon, and it's available covering the Juan Soto signing in depth, along with some various other free agency moves. But, guys, that's all we have for you today. And Jason, Sideline Savants, fantasy playoff advice, go, unless you're in a league with me, go look at these fantasy football playoff advice and win your league, because that's what I'm using. So I've already called it. So guys like Shannon, who's in my league, you can't watch. Okay. Actually, you can watch. Just don't use any of the knowledge and wisdom they dropped on you, because they've been pretty spot on this year. But guys, I appreciate y'all so much. We are going to be back tomorrow at 5:30. Drew Code Sports Talk will join us, as well as a couple other panelists to predict this weekend's NFL games. But for Shan Smith and Michael Davis, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed it. We had a ball making it. Thank you very much.